Now, great. We've saved the best for last. He is our final guest of the show, Thad Matta, the head coach of the Butler Bulldogs. Thad, you think about your team coming into this year, and heading into the season, you have two of the top 10 players in the league, the coaches say, and they are Jameel Telford and Pierre Brooks. Just how valuable is it to be able to interchange those pieces and those two guys to the level that they can play at?
Well, I think this for us, at Butler, one of the biggest things is retention and getting guys to come back in the program and grow through the program. And obviously having John and Pierre in their second year for us, and they've been through the rigors of the Big East. They know what it's all about. I'm very excited to have those guys. I think both guys have had a great off season, and they've taken care of their bodies. They've gotten better in terms of their game. Both guys we've asked, you're going to have to do more than just score for us this year, and been very pleased with their progress so far.
Coach, besides that obvious player retention, which was huge for you this offseason, what else did you want to focus on from a team aspect that you want to improve this offseason?
I think we wanted to add size. We were small. We were We're a real veteran team, but we kind of are, and I think one of the biggest challenges for us has been like, hey, we got to get to this point where we don't ever beat ourselves. Let the other team beat us because they played better than us, but we've got to have a mentality of not stepping on our feet during games. And like I said, I was just telling Coach Patino, this has been a fun group to coach so far. They enjoy practice, they enjoy competing, and hopefully that's going to win us games down the stretch.
Coach, you mentioned the size. Another part of that group of bigs is Patrick McCaffrey, a 6'9" senior, big man who was at Iowa before, obviously well accomplished, and he gives you some other experience that you're going to sorely need this year.
Yeah, I'll say that Patrick has been tremendous from the day he stepped on campus, and he is a true vet of college basketball. There's no question about that, and he brings a great IQ, a great understanding of how to play, and it's kind of permeated through our team. Guys, I know 3 practices in this summer, Jamil came in and said, hey, the new guy, Patrick, he said, man, does he cut without the ball? He says, I got to do more of that. And that's what you want as a coach when somebody comes in. And I think the other thing Patrick has done, being a 6-year guy, just his demeanor with our younger players. He could be a guy like, I'm not even going to talk to this 18-year-old. I'm 24 years old. He's been tremendous in terms of really embracing the team and taking on a leadership role for us. And he's had some great games in his time in his collegiate career at Iowa. And when we took him, he said, hey man, I'm going to need your best every night when you get here.
In year 3 back at Butler, when you look at last season, you're one of the great stories in the sport. Through the first 2 months of the year, you got off to a really nice start, had a couple of dramatic games and wins at Hinkle Fieldhouse. And then in conference play, you did have some moments, but obviously this league is not easy.
Well, somebody asked me, they said, you lost 5 games in a row in February. What happened? I said, well, we played UConn, Marquette, Creighton, St. John's, and whoever the other one was.
That's what happened.
That had something to do with it, but I think that's the thing that we wore down a little bit last year, and hopefully we're bigger, we're stronger, and we have more depth this year to get through those stretches.
Coach, you're bringing Kobe King also, who's going to probably be your starting point guard, I'm guessing, or in your point guard rotation. We know him when he was at St. John's, good player, had a good year at Tulane last year. What are you seeing from him? What do you expect?
I think that Kobe has really done a good job of embracing learning. And when I say that learning, from playing for Mike at St. John's and playing for Ron at Tulane, they play a little different style than we do. And we've asked him that, you got to learn to run a team. You got to think in terms of how do I make the guys around me better to make things easier for myself. And he's done that. And I think just from his speed, his athleticism, we're going to need him on the defensive end to be as disruptive as he can.
Thad, every time I hear Bruce Hornsby in the car, I think of you.
It's funny. Where was I? I walked into.
Here's a line that doesn't come out every media day.
Yeah, exactly.
They're friends.
Yeah, last night I walked into somewhere and he was on. Madeline Rain was on, and he had texted me because he played that tribute out in L.A. the other night because he was playing with Van Morrison was playing too, and he says, I'm playing with Van, your man tonight. But no, he's doing great.
That's Thad Matta, and we look forward to this year for the Butler Bulldogs. A big piece of the puzzle is Pierre Brooks. He's with Kim Adams at the Schweppes Corner.
Thanks, John Fanta. Well, Pierre Brooks had a first today, at least for me. I've covered a lot of media days. He came in some shades.
Yeah.
I asked if we could maybe get those on again.
I got him in here.
Let's see. It was a great look. I can help you with the mic if you need to get it.
Yeah, I had some shades on. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Not just any shades. Louis Vuitton shades. What went into this decision?
Just a game time decision, really. I was really questioning it going in, but it was a game time decision. I just decided to put them on and bring out the look a little bit, so.
I like the decision. He said he didn't want to upset his mom. I think mom wants to see your eyes today.
Yeah.
Pierre, you're now in your second year with Butler. You got your first taste of the Big East last season. How are you hoping to kind of expand your impact in your second time going through the Big East this season?
The second time going through the Big East, I would just say, just being a better player, better leader. I think I showed up my skill set in scoring, but just bringing those other aspects to the floor with my defense and my leadership. I think I've taken a big role as a leader this year, especially last year coming in as a junior. So and being a senior now, just learning from those guys. I came from Michigan State, so I also learned some leadership qualities over there. So just coming in and being a better leader. So.
And I've heard a lot of people talking. I mean, I know people don't want to get too into preseason rankings, prognostications, but a lot of people are saying Butler could be a dark horse team in the Big East. Based on what you've seen the last couple weeks and months, what gives you the confidence that your team can rise up from what people might be expecting?
Yeah, for sure. We have some really key additions with Jamie Kaiser, Pat, and Kobe King. I think those three are really good scorers and really dynamic for us. Jamie's a good defender. Pat's a really good scorer, and Kobe is a really good scorer as well, a good facilitator as a point guard. And I think those key additions, as well as the key returners that we have with me, Ja, and Andre, and Landon Moore, and our others as well, I think we have a team to compete in the Big East and to really go far. And I think we can do some damage, especially at the end of the year. So.
Okay, I like to hear that. Pierre Brooks, great Louis V shades, great accessories all around. Thanks so much for stopping by.
No problem. Thank you.